Women make up a small fraction of more than 10 million billionaires, says Forbes. While the earning margin income between the male and the female gender remains wide, women own less than 10% of all real estate assets currently in Nigeria. On your thoughts today, we have a professional realtor, Ehiemere, a professional realtor, the general manager of Bargate Homes Nigeria, a premium real estate company in Abuja. And Bargate Homes is responsible for building strong and lasting legacies for you. And also, Eno has over 9 years experience in efficiently leading and managing teams. She holds a leadership certificate from Harvard Business School and has bagged several awards locally and internationally. So meet my guest today. Hello, Eno, and thank you for coming on this show with us.
Thank you.
And my co-host, as usual, Anne Onwevia.
Good morning, friends, and I'm so happy I'm here again, but we want to know why, if it's traditionally or it's a personal thing, that women are not taking that space to owning properties. Stay tuned.
Okay, moving forward, right? And no, it's so good to have you here.
Thank you
Thank you. While we have women like Hajabola Shagaya, we have Sadia Ali of Urban Shelter, right? And then we have our Africa architect Olajumoke Adeno, where we have Grace Ofure. And then I have my girl, Ehiemere, and I have Immaculata Besong. I know she can hear me wherever she is. And I have Munachi Arinze, taking giant strides and trying to make bold statements in the real estate sector. So what has it been being in the real estate sector for you?
Real estate has been really good, I must say, and it has opened me up to a lot of opportunities and thoughts, and shifted a lot of ideologies I personally also had as regards real estate and investing in Nigeria, not just in Nigeria, but I think I got my inspiration from my mom.
Oh,
okay. Yeah, I got my inspiration from my mom, because I remember as a child, my dad was like, a lecturer, mom is a nurse, but she kept saying something like, we need to build, we need to build, we need to build. Yes. But first, dad was like, let's build in town. He said, no, you're going to build first in your village. And her reasons for that, well, we were 4 girls and a boy. Right. So like when people come to marry our daughters, we are not going to entertain them outside. We have to do it at home. So Dad was like, okay, I think that's good. And I think it's men have to learn to listen to their wives,
yeah.
Because sometimes you're not everybody. It's this wisdom thing can come from even your child, if you just pay attention. Yeah. Give everybody. God has blessed everyone with wisdom for something. So Dad listened, and they got a landed property in the village, built our house, and then when we're done, we're like, it's time to build in town. And then we built, I think Mom even bought the land to start with and gifted Dad as a gift, it's time, go and build the house. So when real estate came, because due to, going through life, and then real estate came in, I was looking for a job, apparently, and then I needed somewhere. I knew I always wanted to be in real estate. I wanted properties. I wanted to know how the real estate industry works and everything. So a friend recommended, I'll never forget, Evelyn, if she's watching, thank you for that. So she recommended that there was an opening in her firm. Okay. Then, is it something I'm looking to try? I'm like, why? I went for the interview and I got the job. And that's how it started, and it's been good so far.
Oh, wow. That's rare, though, because a lot of young women think that, me inclusive, though, I think that, a lot of women still think that the real estate sector is really challenging. When you hear those billions and millions, and you're like, how do I convince people to invest that much, in one property, and they just agree to cough out that money and pay? So how has that been for you?
Well, that is I don't know if to say a myth that needs to be debunked. Real estate is not expensive. There are different types of real estate, different levels to investing. I have investment in real estate, but I don't own houses yet. what do I mean? I mean, I know a group of friends that come together and then they save money or put money together and buy a property or buy a land. It appreciates. After 5 years, 2 years, they sell it off, share it. Depends on the amount you brought. They have like their sharing formula. You know, so investment can be in different, there are different types of investment. There are companies that are taking in investors, real estate companies that are taking investors. So basically, you give them your money, they invest it, build homes, sell, and then share the profit.
Oh, it doesn't have to be
You don't
the
have
large money, the bulky millions, and all of those.
No, it doesn't have to. And there are even affordable lands. I mean, I saw somewhere that I saw a land of 500,000 somewhere in Kuje. And you know, funny thing, that Kuje, I don't want to buy a land in Kuje right now. 10 years down the line, you realize that people are going. Where we're living in Calabar, it was a farmland. It was a woman's farmland. She was farming. My mom just bought it. Now you can't get Satellite Town. Those that know Calabar very well, you can't get. I don't know if there's still any land in Satellite Town. Even for 5 million.
Oh, wow. It's been sold out.
Sold out completely. And this is something she bought with, I think, less than 200,000 or 200 or 500 at the time.
Oh. All right.
So that looks like a lot of money. At the time.
Yeah.
But when it starts appreciating, because real estate money is like blood money, most billionaires in the world make their money through real estate. That's the truth. They keep buying properties. Lands. It doesn't have to be houses. They are affordable lands. Jigoi, Abuja is opening up. Buy. Because the truth is, your children will have you to thank for it in the future.
Yes.
You're not buying for now. That's why it's called an investment. It's usually for the future.
Yeah.
If you're not,
it's
if
a
you're,
long-term
it's long-term.
Investment.
So you're not looking at the now.
Immediate.
I think that's
return.
That's a challenge as well. People want their monies like now, you know, especially the low income earners. I would think, you know, they want to see that, oh, I invested my money here, I might have a need, so I think I need that my money back. That's why I think that a lot of people would think that, oh, I need to have lots and lots of money to be able to invest in real estate. You know, money that you can just put somewhere and just forget about it.
It's just like you buying shares in the bank.
Yeah.
You buy it and allow it
To grow, right?
appreciate.
That's the real estate investment trust that I was talking about. You get some percentage annually, 15%, 20, depends on the company. So there's also that. So if you don't want to buy a house, you don't want to buy a land, you can just put your money from, I know some that you can invest from 100,000 and then get return on investment. Keep growing it and then.
Oh, wow,
And then
amazing.
All right, Ms. Heno, let me ask, in real estate, a lot of people feels, oh, real estate, it's all about getting maybe a group of company or a company buys a land, a wider space, and put out the land for sales, and you come in, build houses, or they build houses, and people comes in to buy. So when you're talking, because when I heard you talk about buying, buy property here, buy another property there, keep buying properties, are you saying in real estate, you can own a house outside the estate? Because an average Nigerian would think real estate means you buying a house in an estate. Do you understand? So real estate, is it buying a house in an estate, already developed estate, or you can buy properties like land, houses outside?
Randomly.
Yes, randomly.
Real estate is real estate. Real estate is everything that has to do with lands and landed properties, basically. Real estate in itself is landed properties. So you can buy properties in any way, in any form, in any manner.
Okay.
Depends on whatever your interest is. If you're interested in, I know I have investors that are interested in gated estates. There are some that say, I don't want my house in an estate.
Okay.
So there are properties that are, it depends on what the government allocate in a
a lot
certain
of
area.
Sorry to interrupt. A lot of people that are into this real estate, I don't know how to classify them, but I just feel they're in real estate. You see somebody wake up, goes to an estate and advertise the estate and term himself that he's in real estate management. Do you understand? So I don't know if they are used to advertise those estates. They'll go and say, okay, this space is for sale. You buy a plot for so million. You buy a plot for so billion. I have never really seen somebody go to an empty outside a gated, you understand, area to like advertise. So that's why I asked that question, so that people can really understand that outside the gated areas, you can actually get your properties.
Your properties, there's the ministry in lands in charge of allocation of landed properties in Nigeria, in Abuja. So you walk in there and
then there's Baggate Home, there's Eno.
Of course.
That can clarify and
of course, you can buy
detail you need.
Do you understand? So people have the wrong notion that real estate is just estate and estate. There are lots of properties that are not in estate. Do you understand? There are lots of properties that are not in estate. You just meet the right authority. If you need a land, meet the right authority. Do everything that you need to do to certify you to owning a property.
Yes, because there's the issue of fraud. You know, when you talk about being certified, you have people who come to pose as land agents and then who are selling same property to several other people. So a lot of people also are scared of losing their monies.
Because they do not want to do the right thing. If you want to go into any form of investment, you need to get legal advice. There's a place for the investment advisor. There's also the place for a lawyer. Do you understand? So most people just want to buy properties without going through, you know, I don't want to pay a lawyer. I don't want to pay an investment advisor.
You know, we like shortcuts.
You know, Nigerians, we just like
shortcuts.
So when you're trying to be greedy and smart, some greedy and smart person is going to outsmart you. So go to the right authority. A company, if you want to Baggate Homes home, you come to my office. You don't meet anybody on the road to buy a Baggate Homes property. So come to me, I'll put you through, you come with your lawyer, you check, because the lawyer's job is to do due diligence on everything, all the documentations I'm going to hand you to be sure that we're certified to sell that property. And that property we're telling you is a 4-bedroom terrace, has approval to be built that way. Yes, because you see things online that people just, government authorities just come and pull down houses because they're not built at the right place.
See those houses marked.
Yes,
you know.
because they are not doing the right thing. They're not at the right, probably that house is not supposed to be there. But because you did not go through a lawyer, if you get a lawyer to do the checks for you, or an investment advisor to work, because we work with lawyers, we'll do all those checks to ensure that your house is secured. Because it's one thing to build a house, it's another thing to live in it. Because you can finish building, most times they'll keep quiet, you build it to the final, and then they'll bring it down. Because you wanted to play smart. So Nigerians need to know that there are orders for everything. You follow it through.
Regulations.
And there are regulations. Be very, very careful. And don't try to be smart. If the government is saying 4-bedroom houses here, bungalow, make sure it's 4-bedroom. Don't try to do
a duplex.
Because you feel like your father is the minister today. Forgetting that he has tenure.
Yes.
Another minister will come in and he will bring it down.
Yes, true.
All right. How involved, let's narrow it to today's topic. How involved are women in real estate so far?
Funny thing is, my portfolio has, maybe because I'm female, and a lot of females like to identify with females, my portfolio has a lot of females. Even, and truthfully, I have more women investing in real estate, even than men. I have men, but I have a lot of ladies. So the narrative is really changing. The narrative is really changing. Women are really going all out. And most of them, you find them invest and buy even for their children.
Just like what one of our popular celebrity did during her son's birthday. She actually bought a land, and how many plots at the street of that distance was named after the son. And it was very, very commendable for her.
Okay, so there are discriminatory traditions in some part, it's still being practiced in some part of Nigeria, you know, that where women are not allowed to own properties do you, or from, yes, from inheriting properties, they say it's for the male.
From inheriting.
Yes.
Some culture don't permit women
and it's
to.
still being practiced.
It's been practiced.
So do you
up till
think
today.
that has played a role in making women, or in making women think that, oh, investing in the real estate sector is not for me, it's for my brother, it's for my husband, it's for the male gender? Do you think that has played a role in the mindset of women?
Well, yes, I would agree that to a certain degree, that has been part of the factors that were limiting women in time past. But now the world has evolved. The world is really evolving. It's evolving every day. And women, like I said, women know that. I mean, if you're looking at, that even has to do with inheriting properties. That's the properties that used to be your parents and all of that.
Yes.
I'm not concerned about what my father's property is. I really don't care, to be honest, because that's not why I'm here. I'm here to make my money. I'm not dependent on my parent or whatever. It's okay if you want to do that. But I mean, I really don't care who owns what. My conversation is, what am I owning? What are my children going to be privy to having after I've lived life and I've left? So that used to be a factor. Of course, cultural differences. A lot of cultures would limit the women. But then again, women should know that it's time to go out and take investment decisions. You don't have to wait. That is your father's property. Then what about buying yours? If you can't inherit your dad, but you can buy yours in your name if you have the capacity to.
Ruth, to answer to that your question, to contribute to that your question, a lot of women, like we talked about raising the girl child the other day. When you grow up with this mentality or this brainwashing of you not owning anything from your father's house, and you walk into a marriage that is not permitting you as well, because a lot of women, don't forget, a lot of women are into marriages that their husbands don't permit them to buy properties outside their knowledge. They have to sit with their husbands to talk about it before going to. And if he gives his consent for her to buy the land or the property, she can go ahead, but if he says no, if he turns her down, she will not buy. So if a woman finds herself in such an environment from growing up into marriage, what can you advise in such situation?
Well, they're already in the situation, so it's really sad. But I always advise people, that's the truth. Do not marry someone you cannot submit to. Do not marry someone you cannot have, that cannot be your partner, because beyond being married, that's why it's called partnership.
Yes.
You should speak. I don't advise. I would not. This me. I would not advise anybody to buy properties. I mean,
spouses
knowledge. I mean, that's a toxic marriage.
Because it's
to start
partnership,
with.
like
It's supposed to be a partnership. So
Yeah.
I have money, and sir, I made this amount, and I think I want to go into invest. Sometimes you can even, be smart about it. Tell him you want to buy in the children's name.
Or buy first, then you surprise him. Let it be like a surprise to you.
A surprise, like the way.
I have a surprise for you.
I have a surprise for you.
Yes.
I bought this. But make sure the name is Mr.
and Mrs.
No, Mr. His full name and Mrs. Not Mr. and Mrs. There's nothing like Mr. and Mrs. in court.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Please
Yes.
take notes.
Please, Mr. full name and Mrs. full name.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
Wisdom.
That's wisdom.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and not just buying for the man.
Yes.
Because women, when you submit, if leadership is quite easy if the man you're married to a man
Your
that has
friends.
sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is, so you see very highly intelligent women getting married to men that are very.
I just feel
Well, they may not have
Very
known,
patriarchal.
Yeah.
Yes, some men, and very narcissistic.
Yes, very.
Very narcissistic. Some men who, sometimes, and some women too. Some men too are married to women that are very narcissistic. So it's both ways. Please, we're not gender biased. Yes, it's both ways. And then, before we round up, right, I would like to ask this. The earning margin between men and women in Nigeria is really wide. And the Nigerian labor market has not made it any easier for the woman. So are there opportunities, for low-income earners to be able to invest in real women
Because I want women to step up.
Yeah. Oh, well, how low? You know, the average Nigerian, how many people
Like
are
somebody
earning
that
up
earns,
to?
there are people that earns 150, 100,000, 200,000 in a month.
There are people that earn way less than that.
Way less than that. How
Yes.
can they, because some
Are
of
there
them will have the
payment
desire
plans, or are there plans?
to own properties.
They are. Most properties, most real estate companies have payment plan.
Okay.
They also have also the option of mortgage facility for government workers. You know, it's just information that people do not have. Because yes, and for non-government workers, walk into a good mortgage bank and ask if, you know, the problem is that we Nigerians don't pay, let me not use we, that's
Some
generalized.
Nigerians, yes.
Some Nigerians do not pay their taxes because there's even insurance. So if you subscribe to it, when you get to a certain level, you can go into the office because you've been paying. You know what you can afford.
Yeah.
There are homes that in Abuja that a low-income earner can afford.
Yeah.
You pay over a period of time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just to walk into good. I can recommend some good mortgage banks and then get this facility and you buy the land. They'll pay it off for you. You start building. Well, it's running monthly.
Okay. How can you what are those how will I even put it, that you can, those measures to sensitize women on real estate, because a lot of women need sensitization. Like you said, they lack information. So how do we sensitize women to begin to invest and own properties more than the number we have right now?
Well, yeah, that like what we're doing here is part of it.
Yes.
So I must commend the both of you for doing this, because I mean, as a lot of women are listening to us, and then I think the church as well, because when Nigerians are typically very religious, so while the pastor is seeing this hosting prayer meeting every day, you should also remember to tell your members in church to work as hard as they pray. You know, and also pray as hard as they work. Yes. You know, so there's the balance. You know, because you see a lot of women in church, you come to you for counseling. Yeah. You know, my husband is doing this, my husband is patriarchal. Rather than iron, you know, we're just being very religious. Yeah. I think that the religious organizations have a lot of work to do. The government has a lot of work to do. You know, go into ministry, because of course, we cannot get across all the women, but we have the traditional rulers in local government areas. We have the government. That's why we're voting people into power. The chairman, the local government councillor, this is their job. You know, the women leaders, all of that. If we are doing our jobs, everybody will know, because
our local governments are dead. Sorry.
That's why we're here to resurrect.
We're here to resurrect. So to tell women that they can go into, you know, funny thing, a lot of women own lands in rural areas.
Yeah, I know.
Go to the villages. Most lands are owned by women. They use it to farm.
And these traders, these market women, they own properties.
Yes.
Wow. You'll be shocked.
Yes, you'll be shocked.
I think you have to learn how to monetize this, to further monetize these properties. You know, beyond, like lease. You can lease out your property without selling it out. Especially properties that are strategically positioned.
I know a lady I buy foodstuffs from. She told me she has about 4 lands in Abuja, and she's not even learning.
She's not making noise. So.
I'm telling you. Amazing. She mentioned the location. I'm like,
see women.
I give you 10 years, you're going to be millionaire. She said she knows. You know, so women are going all out and doing real estate very well.
Oh wow. It's been so. I really want to keep up with this conversation, but let me just say, for time's sake, I think we should have this. We should hold more of this conversation,
I think
so we can further educate. Yes, so educate more women.
You watching us there will know how to go about it.
But
I want you to own
question,
properties.
You know, before goes and before we hand over to Anne, you know, as a woman in a male-dominated career, what are some of the challenges you've had to face?
Well, I really would not say I've not had my share of experiences, but those challenges is usually affect those that don't know what they bring and their value. So, because of course every industry has their own challenges.
Yes.
But as a woman, you know that you have your male counterparts that are putting in the work. You have to put in the work, because don't think that there will be favoritism because you're a woman.
Yes.
So if you're given a task to do it and do it well.
Yes.
So nobody is using that as a yardstick to disrespect you or harass you or anything, because they know it not gets the job done. So nobody's going to question if I'm a man or a woman. The important thing is getting your job done. So women have to do the part. As long as the men are putting in the work, women should put in the work. But I know that we have a lot of limitation, because I mean, I have to be a mother, I have to be a wife, I have to be a manager, I have to run my business, I have to, so there are lots of that.
We are multitasking.
But God has so wired us to be able to handle these challenges. So it's just put in your work. Because if you put in the work, nobody can have. I really do not have so much experience of being harassed, because everyone knows that I put in the work. And if you come for me, I know the right channels to send you through and get you nailed. So I'm grateful that.
All right. Are we closing?
Yeah, what are your, before Eno says our final words, please, do you have any?
All right, I have a lot to tell the Nigerian woman watching me now. You have to do more. The streets, they talk, say, double up your game. Babe, double up your game. People are not smiling. See, they will buy all the lands, both male and female. So you have to do more. Get a land. Don't leave your comfort zone. Don't feel, oh, I'm comfortable, I'm married to a rich man. I'm not praying for any marriage to break, but anything can happen. So own your property. Come off that mentality that women don't own, women are not permitted to do this. No. Get a property. And no, I've said it all. So that's my take.
All right, Eno, may we have your final words for our women, our sisters, our mothers out there?
Okay, so for women, I would say that lands are not being created, but clothes will always be. Every day it's being produced. Hairs are being produced. Cars are being produced. But nobody's creating any land anywhere, except in Mars or Jupiter or wherever. But on Earth here, God has created all the land, and people are buying out. So we will definitely soon run out of places to build, except you want to build on water. So pay attention. The cost I've seen online, Bone Straight is nothing less than 200,000, 300,000. That is not an asset. Land is an asset, and it's appreciated. And then there's no volatility in real estate. So you're not scared that your investment is going to go down the drain or something. As long as it's an intangible asset, it is a land. It is backed, and you cannot lose it. But you see, the things you are acquiring, the material things, you can lose it. Anything can happen. So invest in tangible assets, which is real estate. Buy landed properties, buy homes, invest, get returns on investment, do something. Because inflation is at 22% last I checked. And that means if you're not investing in real estate to hedge inflation, you're becoming a poor man every day you wake.
It's been such an amazing time having this discussion with Eno. And to our viewers out there, thank you for staying with us. You can start from where you are. The real estate sector is not magical. You do not have to break the bank. You do not have to be super rich to be able to acquire property. You can wear your old hairs. You can wear your old dresses, and you still look good in them. It's time for women to start investing. We have to invest for our kids. We have to invest for our future. We have to invest for our husbands, for our parents. So thank you for staying with us on Your Thoughts today. And Green Nolly would always be here to bring you amazing gist and premium topic. So thank you for staying with us. I remain your host, Ruth Besson. Thank you and have a nice day.